from Sarangani Province, Philippines,
and boxing's legendary and only 8-division champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get ready to rumble!
This Manny Pacquiao is something.
Pacquiao lives up to all the expectations and more.
He can do everything. That's what makes him so complicated. He is the pound-for-pound champion.
One of the greatest of all time.
DBOGE, the best of this era.
Welcome to PacMonth, a tribute to the historic legacy of the legendary Manny Pacquiao.
8 championships, 8 different weight divisions. A feat that all throughout the history of boxing, no one else has accomplished. No one else except, of course, Manny Pacquiao. However, in all of his championship fights, he was almost always the underdog. Despite being smaller and lighter than most of his opponents. Number 1. David Diaz. Months before Diaz vs Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao cemented his name on the record books by becoming the first ever Asian boxer to win 5 titles on 5 different weight divisions. After beating Juan Manuel Marquez for the super featherweight title via split decision.
Pacquiao!
After Pacquiao decided to climb up to the lightweight division, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum immediately matched him against the current WBC lightweight world champion and fellow southpaw David Diaz. Prior to the fight, Manny's record stood at 46 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. Compared to David Diaz's 34, 1 and 1 respectively. Despite both of them having an almost identical frame, Pac-Man was immediately able to conquer Mr. Dangerous. Pacquiao dominated the match from the get-go and landed crazy combinations with the use of his fast and aggressive fighting style. 1-2 punch combinations, left hooks, counter punches. Manny was landing everything on Diaz. It was noticeable already on the first 4 rounds that Pacquiao was simply the stronger and faster fighter. Diaz's nose and right eyebrow also began to bleed as a result of cuts opened by Manny's devastating punches. At one point, the referee deemed it necessary for the doctors to intervene because of how much blood was coming out of Diaz's right eyebrow. The match between the two was not yet over though, as Diaz was still willing to keep on fighting. Diaz continued to struggle against the faster and stronger Pacquiao. Diaz's previous struggles against southpaws were still very evident in this fight, as it seemed that he was unable to adjust to the speed and trajectory of Pac-Man's punches. Despite this, he still held on for a few more rounds. However, despite his efforts, with a right jab followed by a quick and clean left hook to the chin, David Diaz went down hard, with the referee having to stop the match as Diaz was no longer able to fight.
Jab, left hand, good night. Merciful.
Giving Manny the technical knockout victory on round number 9.
Champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
Right after the fight, Diaz admitted how shocked he was after fighting Pacquiao.
He was fast. He was faster than what I expected. I could deal with the power, but it's just his speed was more than what I thought it was, and I got tricked by his speed.
Manny, on the other hand, was granted a new title that he was for sure very thankful for. After this fight, Pacquiao then decided to leave the spot for his titles open, as he would soon face the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, not long after. Number 2. Ricky Hatton. After Manny's fight with David Diaz,
You risk it. Or with a guy like this, Manny, shit, at least I say I fought a good fighter, man.
a super lightweight world champion Ricky Hatton was supposed to be his next opponent. But instead, he was matched up against 6th Division world champion Oscar De La Hoya. Pacquiao was able to secure the technical knockout in that fight, due to Oscar's decision to stop at the 9th round.
Doesn't respond, then what can you do? So I have to be smart, and I have to make sure I think about my future plans.
Despite this, many people still doubted Manny Pacquiao. Some even considered his victory against De La Hoya a fluke. Which is why when an opportunity for Hatton and Pacquiao to fight came, Manny and his team were out for blood.
If you have speed, you have an advantage.
Both teams even went back at each other on their press conference.
He's going out when he get half a chance, while if he stands still, he'll probably stand still for a split second. So if that's that split second, I've got to win.
He hit me to the body, I'm gonna hit him to the body. So, both of us train hard for this fight.
And with the intensity building up, and with almost 17,000 people excited for the match, the two fighters were more than ready for this thrilling bout. As the bell rang, both fighters immediately went at each other. Hatton was noticeably much more aggressive than Pacquiao, as he attempted to land punches straight towards Pac-Man. The hitman seemed to be adapting a new style of fighting. He wanted to box like he was in a brawl. However, this didn't prove to be effective against the world's #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Manny landed clean shots, right hand after right hand. He used his hooks and jabs to break down Ricky's defense. And then, boom! A solid right hook sends Hatton down to the ground with a minute left on the first round. However, Hatton still stood up and was desperately trying to make it out of the first round. But again, with an electrifyingly quick combination followed by Manny's signature left hook, Hatton went down again with only seconds left in the first round. Despite being able to continue, it was certain that Manny's punches were dealing significant damage to Hatton. In round 2, it was more or less the same story. Pacquiao landed vicious right hooks and 3-punch combinations that utilized his powerful left hand. And then, with a clean left hook to the chin, Ricky Hatton was out cold.
Watch out, his left hand go down, and Pacquiao comes right over him. Right on the button.
This knockout win by Manny not only won the Knockout of the Year award, but it made him the second fighter to win 6 different titles in 6 different weight divisions.
And still, pound for pound, the best in the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
With the other fighter, of course, being Oscar De La Hoya. For Hatton, however, things did not look good for him after their fight that marked his second loss. The fight forced Ricky Hatton to retire, and later on, he admitted that he considered committing suicide, which shocked the world.
No more. What's my point being here on planet Earth? Several times tried to commit suicide. Doing it and it went on for months and months and months.
Nevertheless, Hatton still had an impressive career, with his only other defeat coming from Floyd Mayweather Jr. Number 3. Miguel Cotto. After successfully beating Ricky Hatton, despite already being a 6th Division world champion, Pacquiao was not done yet, which is why months after the Battle of the East and West, Pacquiao decided to fight the current WBO welterweight world champion at the time, Miguel Cotto. After the fight, this is what he had to say.
He jumps and throws, makes a lot of difference because I didn't saw from where the punch come to me, and I didn't protect myself from the punches. And Manny is one of the best boxers we have all time.
And that's it for this episode. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and stay updated for part 2, where we'll discuss a modern day fight between David and Goliath and more intense matches.